Hi everyone and welcome back to First the Coffee Crochet. Today we're going to go over how to add fringe to a crochet scarf. Now when making fringe for your scarf, you don't have to have just 8 strands. You can do this as personalized as you want. If you want just 2 strands coming out of each and every stitch, you can do that. If you want big bushy fringe, you can do that and have even more strands coming out of each piece. It's all personalized. You don't have to do it a certain way. But for this tutorial, we're going to do fringe that has 8 strands a piece, and it will be about 4 inches long. So you're going to need a few things to do this. Of course, you'll need your yarn that you're going to use to make your fringe with. You'll want a crochet hook and a pair of scissors. You'll want something also to measure with. You can either use a measuring tape, or what I like to do is just pick something out that's about the size of the fringe that I want. In this case, I'm just using a 5x7 piece of cardboard, and I wrap my yarn around this. So when you're planning this out, if you're picking something out like this, you'll want to remember that you're going to lose about 1 inch off of that. And just to show you, these were ones that I used on my scarf. And after you get done folding this in half and tying it, you can see that's about 1 inch difference. And of course, after you trim, it's definitely 1 inch. Okay, so this is really easy to do. So when you're doing this, you want to be sure after you have one end done that you're matching it to your other end. So we are going to do the other end of the scarf here. So you'll want to grab whatever you're wrapping your yarn around, or if you're using a measuring tape, you'll want to pull that out. So when you're doing fringe, it's important to remember that you're folding it in half when you attach it. So whatever length you want, if you're measuring this out, you're going to want to add 2 inches to whatever length that you have. And if you're doing the wrap method, it is the quickest way to do it rather than measuring each piece out and cutting it individually. On this particular scarf, I have 8 strands of fringe on each piece of fringe. So since I'm folding this in half, that'll be 4 strands of yarn. Because once you fold it in half, you'll have 8 strands. So when I'm doing the wrap method, I just hold my end on the bottom here, and then I wrap this. Okay, so once you have 4 strands going down, you always want to make sure you end on the bottom here, so that way both of your ends are on the bottom. Grab your pair of scissors, go ahead and cut your one end here, and then just take your scissors up under here and cut the bottom. And you pull it off the top here, and that'll give you your 4 strands of yarn. So you'll just want to make sure these are as even as you can get them on the ends. We will be trimming, so you don't have to be precise. So you just take your strands and you fold it in half. Now we'll bring our scarf end down here, and we're just going to start on the end here. So you'll take this, and then we'll take our crochet hook, and we're going to put that into our stitch. Now I like to go back to front. You can go front to back to front, whatever you want. Just remember to always make sure you do the same direction as you're going across here. This is the back side, and that's the front side. Each side has a different look on it, so you want that to be uniform as you're going across. So you just grab your hook here through your stitch and then put it through that loop that you folded your strands in half. Go on and pull that through your stitch. And then I'm just going to pull this out a little bit so I have a little bit of a loop. And I usually like to use my fingers for this instead of the hook, because the hook never seems to grab all 8 strands at once very well. So then you just put your fingers through the loop, grab this end of the fringe, and pull that through your loop. And then you're just going to want to pull this a little tight, not too tight, but just enough. Now I know some people are concerned that this comes out if you wash it. It really doesn't. They stay pretty secure as long as you don't leave them too loose. So you'll just do this all the way down. You'll do another wrap, get your 4 strands, and fold them in half. Grab your hook, put that through the end, grab it, pull through, and then just take your fingers and grab the rest of those strands in your fringe and just pull that so it tightens up. And now you'll just do this all the way across. You don't have to skip just one stitch. You can skip however many stitches you want. You can also make these even more strands. If you want them to be 16 strands, you can do that. And then once you're done, and you have all your strands here, you're going to want to tidy up the ends here. So you can take your scissors and just go evenly across the ends, just to trim it up. Okay, and that is how you add fringe to your scarf. Thanks for watching, and if you like these tutorials, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified as new ones come out.